Hello everybody and welcome to the KIMBALL HOOKER Show. I'm KIMBALL HOOKER. We're here in Los Gatos, Montesarino, and today's a beautiful day. I just want to say we're going to talk a little bit about music and how my artists got started today, and just go from the beginning and how they progressed into who they are now. But I just want to say one thing. You know, whenever you have dreams, make sure that you stay focused on your dreams, because a lot of people don't understand what's for you is for you. And so you have to make sure you find a way to find people who gravitate to supporting you, so that you don't get sidetracked or derailed off of your dreams that are for you. So with that, let's get started. Anybody want to log on to kimball.show? You can check out all the artists that we've interviewed over the past year. And we're in season 2 now, so the show is actually progressing. Share, like, and subscribe the video, and let's just dive right into it. Mr. Michael Spiderman Robinson, my friend, how you doing?
I'm good. Boy, Kimball, you never cease to amaze me from when I met you and then what I'm looking at right now, y'all. That is just absolutely beautiful and amazing, man. You always rode on a different level, and I appreciate that about you, man.
I appreciate having you here. And you know what? I learned from a lot of people like yourself, the people that come before me, you know, and you're a trailblazer. You really are. I mean, even before we had met, I heard about you, you know, and the work you did. I'm like, Spider-Man. I'm like, who was this Spider-Man? And we're talking years before social media. But I want to start a little bit about how did you get, where are you from?
Okay, well, I was born in Carrollton County, Mississippi.
Okay.
But in 1955.
All right.
And, you know, a few months ago, I did go in this restaurant, and they had a blues map of Louisiana and Mississippi. And I was just amazed at how many blues artists and R&B artists that came out of that region in country. And then I was like, wow, and I was born there.
Right, especially during those years.
And I happen to be one of them.
Right, okay.
So I don't know whose arrangement that was to put so much talent and future talent to come out of that region of the country.
Who are some of the artists that came from Mississippi?
Just about a bunch of them, you know. Ike Turner, okay. And right. Ike Turner, remember, did the first rock and roll song.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
Okay, he might have got his character blowed up for the other thing, but you know, that's what I'm gonna go down remembering about the man, because he gave the world a tremendous gift when he did that first rock and roll
record.
Yeah,
wow.
That's right.
So this is pre-internet, pre-anything.
Yeah,
this is from the jump, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how old are we talking then? 55.
Yeah, 55
at that time.
But when I seen the History Channel a few years back, and then I got a chance to see what Mississippi was up to in the 50s when I was born. So then I realized why my dad got me out of Mississippi when I was 6 months old.
Oh, wow.
And then he was in the service, so we went to Germany. So that, and then after the service, we went to Los Angeles, where I grew up.
Okay, so are we talking East LA?
East side Los Angeles, South Central.
East LA. All right. So what was the music scene like there?
Okay, well, I was a little young to really understand what Central Avenue meant in during that time period. And then just like similar to like Oakland on 7th Street, where they had all the entertainment clubs and the entertainers, since they couldn't stay in mainstream hotels, they would come down there on South Central Avenue, and stay in the hotels and entertain there.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I'm kind of young to know all that, but I grew up and I went to this park almost like it was a job every day when I was growing up.
Okay.
And that was Ross Snyder Park in Los Angeles. And so there, at the age of around 10,
okay,
the winos taught me how to play.
The who?
I said the winos.
You got to explain that. Please elaborate on that. We all want to hear.
Well, Okay, because at the park, you know, they had a piano room at the park, okay, and so I was fascinated by the music because the guys were going there and they play a little piano and they drink their Ripple, their wine or what have you, and one guy come with a sax, another guy have congos, and they would have an impromptu jam session almost every day at the park.
At the park, okay.
So I would be watching it. I would go in that room. Now, mind you, I probably was way too young to be in there with them, but I was in there with them.
With the alcohol.
Well,
because
yeah.
they was drinking.
Well, they was drinking and smoking. Okay.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't really get caught up with the drinking, but yeah, I did do the smoking.
Right.
But I did learn some valuable things from hanging out with them. Okay, like the first song I learned was a composition called "Songs of My Father" by Horace Silver.
Now, is this jazz, blues? What is it?
That was jazz.
Jazz. Okay.
Yeah. So that was the first song that I learned.
Okay, that's a basic song.
It's a jazz song.
Okay.
But it was in the key of F minor. And if you know anything about the piano, you know, it's all these patterns and chords that make the keys what it is.
Right.
And then, too, when you learn and play the piano, you also learn music at the same time.
So you're self-taught?
Well, yeah, kind of. Okay, but playing by ear, and then that was my first exposure to music, and then soloing and getting the feelings out of the music, since the concept of reading music and reading these things wasn't on me, but the concept of enjoying the feelings that the music bring you, and the piano, I started early. That was my first contact with the piano.
How did that make you feel, being so young and being around these musicians that you were picking things up like that from? Because were you the only person that age, or were there?
Probably was one of the only persons that age in that particular circumstance.
Right.
But because my brothers, before then we played sports every day. We played basketball, football, and baseball.
No music.
No, and then I broke away and got into the music. And so it was a beautiful thing, and I realized that my start in music was very unique.
It sounds like it.
Because when I got to junior high and was associating with other students, and my dad made me go to school way on the west side, okay, and so I went to junior high with all these well-to-do other students, you know,
right,
that lived in the Baldwin Hills neighborhood in Los Angeles.
Prominent. Yeah,
where Ray Charles and Tina Turner's lived, and a lot of celebrities in Los Angeles.
Question for you, just real quick. Was your father a musician?
No.
Okay, so it's just...
I'm the only one in the family that's a musician.
Out of how many?
I have 3 brothers besides myself.
So it's 4 of you.
4 of us.
And you're the only musician.
Only musician.
And you got it too. Let me just tell you.
And I tell my dad before he passed, I was like, Dad, you know, you was programming me to be a musician and you didn't even know it. Because my dad had a fantastic record collection. And back then we used to ride around and that 8-track tape would be like chick chick right in the middle of the song,
right,
you know. But he had all the good stuff in the car and at the pad. He had Aretha, the Temps. His favorite song was Bill Doggett, Honky Tonk.
Wow. So this is Motown and all, the whole collection.
Oh yes, my dad had very, very good taste in music.
Wow, eclectic.
Okay, and then I found that as I grew up, that I knew all these songs already.
You could play them?
Yeah, because I used to listen to them so much growing up.
So you had an ear for it?
Well, yeah, started off with the ear for it, yeah.
Mm-hmm, right.
And so Los Angeles, I think, was for me a special place, probably to a lot of other people also, because it was an educational thing in Los Angeles.
Okay.
The musicians, well, in my opinion, were more educated than when I came up here. Okay.
You saw a difference from L.A. to come to the Bay Area.
Difference.
What year did you come to the Bay Area?
I got up here in 76.
Okay, so maybe like 20-something years later then.
Yeah, but, just the difference, I would like to say the Bay Area, they had a lot of creativity that came out of here in the Bay with Sly, Tower Power, and a lot of groups that was going on.
Okay.
But I would say perfection came in Los Angeles because it was just so many learned musicians. The record industry is in Los Angeles. Okay, see, so growing up, I got a chance to see musicians who were actually earning a good living during that time, because during recording sessions and that type of thing, where musicians would make $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a day back in the 70s.
Oh wow!
Doing records, and so I got a chance to get a little bit of that when, as I got older, I went to Los Angeles High School,
right?
And then one thing, the journey from playing by ear at 10, and then finally getting to high school. Now, junior high school and high school, I couldn't really join any of the bands because I couldn't read music.
You had to read music to join the band?
Basically.
Okay,
see, so in junior high, I would hear stand outside the room, when they were finishing up the band rehearsal or choir, and then I would run in on the piano and start playing the temps on the piano or some popular song.
See, that's amazing to me.
And then everybody would come over after class and be like, how you play like that? Mm-hmm. How you play like that? And I didn't really understand what they were talking about.
Or how you came across that gift. That's a gift.
Okay, because that I was always played like that.
Right.
And it wasn't music or reading music involved. So that's when I discovered that, yes, there was something different, because playing by ear is a pure thing, from your mind straight to your instrument, as opposed to going through.
That's a gift.
Reading. Because somebody could read, write out what you play, for some other people. But the creative process was definitely flowing early, and as a consequence, I was a songwriter early. The coach at the park gave me a job for me and my band when I was 13.
First job, playing music.
First gig. And so he was like, hey, I give you guys $25 a piece. I want you to go to this other park and play.
Okay.
And I was like, $25? I was like, Coach, I would have did it for you for free,
Wow.
Because I like playing.
Did you like playing?
But Coach, and I still talk to him, because anyway, that gig was opening up for Bobby Womack.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
LA Soul Patrol.
Wow.
Okay, see, so Bobby Womack was the first real band that I got a chance to see growing up, because we would set up on the grass and then they would have the stage, and the LA Soul Patrol was popularized by the station KGFJ down in Los Angeles. So that was like,
wow, that's amazing.
I got Motown and soul music on one station, and then we had a fantastic jazz station down there too.
Right.
So I was getting them both coming in my head at the same time, So I guess that has a lot to do with what's going on today for me.
Right. Hold that thought. We'll be right back. I'm Kimball Hooker. Everybody log in, go to kimball.show. I'm sitting here interviewing the legendary, the great Spiderman, Michael Robinson. Google his name and you'll see all of his works. We'll be right back.
Thank you to the City of Montecito for their continued support of KCAT Public Media. The City of Montecito has enabled KCAT to inspire, educate, entertain, and inform our community through the magic of television and digital media for over 38 years. Thank you.
I'm Kimball Hooker. We're back with my great guest. He's a legend, and I just want to share his story with you. We're in the midst of going through where he came from Mississippi to current day status now. Mr. Michael Spiderman Robinson, sitting here with a legendary keyboard player. I want to know some of the people you've played with.
Oh, nice. And just recently, I've got a chance to play with two of my favorites artists growing up, which was the great Lenny Williams, the lead singer for Tower Power.
Right.
Okay, so I did two really nice shows with him recently. We did the Super Bowl party for the city of Inglewood.
Right,
Okay, they were hosting the Super Bowl.
I actually saw that online.
You did?
Yes, I did. I saw the video for that beautiful show.
Oh, yeah.
That was nice.
Okay, and then we did another show. We went to Detroit. We did the Motor City Blues Festival, and we was on the show with Pokemon.
Okay.
You heard of him?
I have, but I didn't see that one.
Okay, Pokemon, he's the current king of the South so far as I'm concerned. Okay, and his song, unusual for a Southern Soul song, but he's already at 50 million YouTubes and all, what have you.
Nice.
But the concert went out really nice. I played all the horn parts and everything on So Very Hard to Go.
Okay.
And they were very pleased for a keyboard player to get that horn effect and everything. So.
But they're dealing with the best.
So that was fine. Yeah. And then here, just a few weeks ago, I got a chance to play with Mark Woods, the lead singer of the Lakeside and the Lakeside Band. And
Amazing.
That was just totally awesome crowd and totally awesome concert.
These are legendary funk groups.
The funk band Lakeside.
Original.
Yes.
Mark Wood.
Mark, his voice is still dead on and everything.
On that record, same thing.
I mean, when we got to Fantastic Voyage, he was rocking it. So, and we did a Beatles song and so on. It's just that type of thing, and then my daughter was there with me, so she kind of was helping out as my manager, and I was like, well, I was just feeling so happy.
That's amazing.
That my daughter was there with me and participating, so we had a great concert.
Right.
And I earned a nice compliment from Mark, because I didn't rehearse with him. I just studied their stuff. And then flew to Vegas and did the show with him without rehearsing. And he certainly texted me and just said, man, thank you. You did a great job.
He's a very nice guy, too.
Very nice.
I know. I met his wife.
Wife is very nice also.
Yeah, I mean, outstanding professional. And I just have to say that real quick. It's your interview, but I have to say he's definitely a seasoned vet and definitely someone that I'm in awe of, because I know that, was it a 40-year history of doing funk music?
Yeah. So, but you know what? I didn't know he played piano. He
plays, yes, he does.
Yes, yeah. And I'm always impressed when a vocalist took that extra time to play the keyboard.
Yes, he does play. I saw him play.
Yeah.
Bob Hope Theater. That was over in Stockton. I saw him play because I opened up for him as well.
Yeah.
Excellent musician.
Yeah, nice. Man, and just to say too, I've just been so fun and tickled to death just because when I first became aware of you were promoting your song, Senorita, whatever.
Sexy Senorita.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so, and I was just happy and impressed to see that how you was pushing the envelope, how you was promoting yourself and getting in these positions. So I just let you know that was one of the things that inspired me.
Oh, wow.
That my recent release, and mind you, I played on other people's records.
Right.
Okay, I played on Bloodstone Records. I done played on, I had a song on Norman Connor's Mr. C.
Wow.
I wrote the title cut for Gene Carn, Sweet and Wonderful.
Wow.
Okay, and then I did the classic hit, Very Special. And that was a song where I actually wrote the melody and didn't even know it.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Wow.
And so Ronnie and Jeff, Ronnie Laws' assistant, they went home and wrote lyrics to the piano part that you hear me playing in the intro of that song.
Right.
Okay. And so then now the song is just a huge classic. It's been sampled probably maybe 15 groups last I've seen.
That's amazing.
So that kind of makes me one of the most widely sampled musicians here in the Bay, at least.
No, in the world.
Yeah, well, I
No, I'm saying it. No, I'm saying it in the world because,
Yeah.
like James Brown, a lot of those beats and some of the rhythms that he put out, people sampled the heck out of that, Aretha Franklin and so forth. And with yourself, same thing. Those melody lead lines, people use that, and the rappers, they rap over it.
Right.
They re-release it. And all that music can be found on Spotify and Amazon, and that's the new way of recording and releasing new music.
Yeah, well, where I was proud of it, when the song was out, I was actually embarrassed.
Why would you be embarrassed of your work?
I was embarrassed because the song it was on all the radio stations, being played all over the place. And at the time, I had young kids. I was trying to get my kids and my family going, and I wasn't getting any of the money.
Okay, that's different.
Okay,
I understand.
And so it wasn't nothing to be proud of to have a song all over the radio, because when we did that song and it was released, we actually recorded the song in 1977.
Oh, wow.
And it was released in 1981.
So many years later.
Yes, and then I never heard the lyrics or any of the singing because I cut the rhythm track.
Right. Okay. There were no lyrics then.
They didn't have the lyrics then.
Oh, just the rhythm.
So I cut the rhythm track. So that made me the original author.
Right.
Of the song.
But you didn't know it.
Didn't know any of these things because I was just 20 years old.
Right.
And had no concept of intellectual property law or copyright law.
Right.
Okay, see, so, and I wasn't the only musician in that predicament. It was probably thousands of musicians who were actively recording and doing records. And just like me, I wanted my boss to be proud of me. I had just came off a tour with Ronnie Laws.
Right.
I did the Friends and Strangers tour.
Okay.
Okay, and at the time, his record, Friends and Strangers album, had sold over 800,000 copies at the time.
Wow.
Okay, and so when we came off the road, then we went in the studio. That was my band, the Spiderman Trio.
Wow.
That cut the song.
Amazing.
Okay.
Amazing. So I just want to say real quick, everyone who's listening, all the musicians especially, do your research on how to copyright your music, so when you're actually in the process of making original music that you can get compensated. Okay, and it's a process, but it's well worth it because when the royalties do kick in, you want to get compensated for your work. Yeah. I have one question for you because I don't know, but I'm gonna ask because there's always a story behind what I want to ask. How do you get that name Spider-Man?
Well, okay. I moved up here with the Fox band. Michael Beal, shout out to Michael Beal if you're listening. Okay, and anybody that knew of the Fox band, PHOXX. Well, Michael Beal was the original guitar player for Earth, Wind and Fire.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Okay, he did the first 3 albums, Sweet Sweet Back theme song and all these things. Okay, so he came up to San Francisco State because his dad was a prominent doctor in Los Angeles and they were pressuring him. So he quit Earth, Wind and Fire and came up here to go to San Francisco State. Wow. For dental school. And then right after that, Earth, Wind and Fire blew up to be bigger than the Lord or whatever, Right. And so they all had to apologize to him because, they put a lot of pressure on him to quit, to come and go to school.
Right.
But meanwhile, we were up here and we came up here. So, and our job was we were gonna write some songs, rehearse and write some songs, and then we were going back to Mike's Connect and get a record deal.
Okay.
Okay, see, so that was the mission when I first came up here.
That was the mission.
But when I got up here, I fell in love with Oakland, Lake Merritt, just the whole vibe
The
of
Bay
Oakland.
sucked you in.
Sucked me in.
Right.
And then I ended up staying.
Okay.
And then my woman at the time, Lynn Jackson, shout out to her. Okay, that's my ex-wife now, but she was one of the original Soul Train dancers. She was part of the Soul Train gang.
Wow.
So I didn't believe it, and then she was on the road. She made a few movies. She did Adios Amigos with Fred Williams and Richard Pryor.
Adios Amigos.
And then she was basically working for Fred Williamson on the road. So I wasn't expecting her to come to the Bay,
right,
to be with me, but she did, and she came, and then we stayed, and then we made a life together. Had 2 beautiful kids,
all right,
who are grown now, but they're both in music.
Okay.
And my son, he's like my producer and engineer and everything, so we work together. We write music, and I'm just happy. My daughter sings, and so I'm just happy with that part, that my kids
legacy
came into the music with me.
Right.
And now my son is he's very good. He's a very good producer, songwriter, and artist himself in his own right.
Okay.
But now, since I put out my first record and my single that I did last year, and the thing is about music today, because I ran a CD pressing business for years, and I still do it. But the music today and what you need to do to promote your music today, your playlist pitching, playlist curators, Spotify, iTunes, Apple, all these things, okay, and I had to learn kind of right with the lane that was going on today. And I think that was a good thing for my entrance into putting a release out. So now I could proud to say that, it's not the best, but, my Spotify is 200,000 streams.
That's a lot.
And, well, yeah, but then when you see what else is going on, then you be like, But, my YouTube, 122,000 views.
Wow.
And so just the whole thing, I've been learning a lot just about how to promote your record in today's climate. It's a lot of things I do like about it.
Right. How did you get your name, Spider-Man?
Oh, sorry. The lady, I was on the stage, and we were getting ready to play, and the lady came up to the stage and within earshot of everybody in the band, and she said, you remind me of Spider-Man, because the way I used to play, I used to stand up and play, and I would, had my keyboards around.
I can see that.
So she said, you remind me of Spider-Man. And then the other guys in the band heard it, and they started cracking up. And then for the rest of the night, it was on the mic, Spider-Man on keyboards, Spider-Man on keyboards. And I got the name honest. I was just branded by the lady. I don't even remember her name, but if she's still here, she started something, because the guys in the band, they was like, wow, it just seemed like it was so natural.
Right.
And they, for months and weeks, following that, they pretty much drilled the thing till now. It's been all over the world as
absolutely
Spider-Man, Mike Spider-Man.
I don't know anybody that calls you Michael Robinson. It's Spider-Man.
Yeah, nobody knows my name. They don't remember my name, but they sure remember Spider-Man.
And they mostly remember your playing.
Yeah,
because you're amazing, brother. I have to tell you that. I just want to say, honestly, you and I have shared some shows together. You played with me. Mm-hmm. It was an honor, and I felt like, I can say this. You're a legendary to me. Period. And I learned so much from you. I share the stage with you. I never assume anything. I let you do whatever you want to do, because you earned that. Honestly.
Right on, man.
Yeah. You are one of the best that I've ever associated with, played with, and been in the company of musically.
Man, I appreciate that. I mean, and because the art form is accompanying a vocalist.
Yeah, for sure.
Backing up a singer.
Yes.
And technically that's what I do.
Right.
And then you have to be passionate about it beyond just damn singer that you might be playing behind.
Right.
Okay, because some singers are cool and respectful like yourself, and then they're not respectful. They have no idea who's playing behind them and then what you have to do to make them sound good.
Wow.
See, so and times, yeah, you could play behind a person and do a good job. That doesn't necessarily mean they're gonna come over and thank you for it.
But your humility puts you in a different bracket to me.
Yeah.
Because a man of your caliber and your talent, you could have a whole different mindset of playing. Like, you're all that. But I love playing with you because you work with the people, not even just me as a singer, but you work with the band. You know what I mean? Like, it's important to you that we're all on the same page. Mm-hmm. That's priceless. Because that's what a band is.
Yeah, and that's all part of the job of backing up a singer. So you have to take it seriously.
You got to take it serious.
And I do. I do love my job. Right. I mean, it's not out front, it's on the side of the stage, kind of in the back. But I could hear everything, and as long as I could hear that vocalist, then I'm on autopilot. Right. Because I'm actually following you.
Right. I know. I feel it too.
I'm following the singer.
It's an amazing feeling to go there. I just want to say, listen, we're going to probably do like a part 2 on this, but I want to say thank you for coming into the Kimball Hooker Show. We're going to have a video of this. I want you to like, share, comment, subscribe, Kimball.show. You're going to see this video amongst others that we've had. But again, I just want to say thank you for coming in. My friend, legendary Mr. Michael Spiderman Robinson. And the crowd goes wild.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Real quick, where can they find you? Is there a website that you have?
Yes, I do have my website up, MikeSpidermanRobinson.com.
Okay.
And then, just like you said earlier, you could Google Mike Spiderman Robinson, and then all the links and different things of how to get my music will be there too. But then if you're gonna buy my music, you just get it straight from the website, and at least I know the coins.
You heard it. All right, thank you guys so much for tuning in, logging in. I'm Kimball Hooker, Michael Spiderman Robinson. Like, share, subscribe, and until then, we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
You just heard the Kimball Hooker Show here on KCAT Radio. Explore all our KCAT original programming at kcat.org/radio.